Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe for another sad day. Oh God, Inter-Roma 1-2, another disappointment. Let's have a look at the game. I have to say that Mourinho surprised everyone by, having a starting lineup that was more offensive than what the journalists thought. So this, I think, was a move that kind of made sense, because knowing that we were using Dzeko, so we were planning to basically master and dominate the game, Mu instead played with a more offensive squad in order to basically dominate us on the contrary and not letting the counter-attacks go well for Inter, because Dzeko is not a counter-attack player. He's a player, as we said in the pre-match, that is perfect for when you dominate the game. So this was an interesting move mentally from Mu, who was watching the game from an RV a la Breaking Bad. It was really cool to see those videos, even if, of course, it was painful, but Mu is always a character. And despite this move, Inter actually played well in the first half, better than Roma. I got the impression that we could really score at any moment, and most of all that we were not suffering any danger. And the first half was just like this. We scored even with Dzeko. Unluckily, we had to cancel this goal because of an offside. And then we scored with Di Marco. Rui Patricio was not the best on this shot, but yet we were able to score, go on 1-0, and then as usual, we didn't use the momentum to get advantage of this goal and to score another one. And what happened is that we got a bit unlucky, I have to say, at the end of the first half, and we had this goal that we suffered. There was a mix of many mistakes. Çalhanoğlu, not impeccable pass to Barella. Barella, very light-hearted control in midfield in that situation, so not good as well. And then when Spinazzola crossed, Bastoni was out of position, and we've all seen directly from the Egyptian Museum in Berlin the mummy Handanovic performing once again. It's just ridiculous, it's absurd, so we'll see about that a bit later. But anyway, after they scored this goal, we kind of lost it, as usual. We demonstrated to be a very weak team psychologically. They had like 10 minutes in which we were really cornered and risking a lot. Then we went into the locker room, came back with a good attitude again, and we actually created some nice occasions. I can remember Lautaro's right foot shot that was actually a very good opportunity that was not taken advantage of properly. And then when we got to the moment in which all games are decided, we all know that most games are decided in the last 30 minutes, well, then Inzaghi, without explanation, again didn't make any substitution until we suffered the goal. This goal that we suffered was an amnesia of the whole defense, in particular Skriniar, and it shows the little tiny difference between a triumph and a disaster, because honestly I think that yesterday we could have won this game. It was really one of the best games that Inter played since the beginning of the season, so it was really a pity that it didn't went our way. And then after their goal, we started the substitutions, we lost track of everything, we inserted even players that were debuting for Inter, so we kind of got confused and were not able to recover. It's such a showcasing of a weak personality, especially when you compare it to Milan. I mean, what Milan did yesterday, I'm sorry, I'm an Inter fan, I hate Milan, we all know this, but Milan did something amazing yesterday. Something that showed, once again, balls that we don't have. So, going to the players. Handanovic, disaster, ridiculous, humiliating. It's even humiliating for him, I mean, if his children see this kind of performance, what do they think? I mean, he's just like a mummy, literally, just like a mummy, like a statue. And the goal from Dybala, Onana would have probably stopped it with his chest, Instead, disaster. I have to say, disaster. Then we have Skriniar, who actually did well. up to the goal, and then on the goal another amnesia, another demonstration that psychologically he's not as solid as he used to be. So good signs of getting better. He did a wonderful header in the beginning of the second half to defend Andanovic from a cross, and he did a very, very nice header there. But in the goal we all have seen how it went. Acerbi is the best player of our defense at the moment, and this says it all on the condition that we are in. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. He plays very well also when it's time to construct, but he's not a top player. We've seen this against Abraham in the end of the game when he almost scored a third goal against Acerbi. So, we can't rely on him continuously. We need to kind of get there as a defense altogether, as a department. Then we have Bastoni. He was, I liked the way he played again until the goal, because he left then Dybala alone a couple of meters away, like he usually doing lately, especially in the box, which is, not justifiable. So it was a bittersweet performance, but I saw some positive plays from him, especially when it came to drive, to be motivated, to, put the leg in the contrast with the duel that you're doing, and he did that well. So despite this amnesia once again on the first goal, I would say that his performance is positive. Then Dumfries, playing against Spinazzola is always a headache, because he's really fast, at least as fast as Dumfries, and I think he didn't excel. He never really tried to dribble, and he never really attacked the space in a fruitful manner. So and so I would say for Dumfries. Barella, still nervous. Nice assist for Di Marco, but then terrible loss of the ball on their 1-1. And he was also good when he conquered that free kick just outside the box that Chala then shot on the bar. And then he was again terrible, nervous, definitely not a person who could be a captain of Inter when he got the yellow card for nothing, just for protesting. Aslani, good. I was happy about his performance. Not easy to play in front of 71,000 supporters in San Siro in a night game against Roma. He did well. I liked the way he played. He started with a very kind of a strange shot from the distance, but then he had a wonderful shot that went out by this much. And he was trying to dialogue with his teammates. So all in all, I say that we have a good resource as an alternative to Brozo here. Aslani, very positive. Çalhanoğlu, after this pre-match, after meeting him yesterday when he had this free kick and he almost scored, when I saw that the ball went on the bar, I cursed in 3 or 4 different languages, I would say, because it could have been, the match changer. And this is what I'm talking about when I say that there's such a little difference between a triumph and a disaster. Because if that free kick was a goal and not a bar, I think we would have won the game. Just as much as if Dzeko scored a goal that was valid in the beginning, I think that would have changed the momentum of the game and would have been beneficial for us, but it wasn't. So, Chala, nice free kick, but apart from that, yes, some nice long passes, but I want more from him. I need more. Di Marco, one of the best on the pitch, apart from the goal, which was also a bit lucky. He had some good plays, some incisive wing crosses. So I actually liked the way he played. He was one of the best, because he played again. He played as a fifth of a midfield, not as a third on the left as a defender, apart from the little part in the end when Gosens came in. And there on the wing, he can really be lethal. Dzeko, he's there, he tries his best, he scored, and he was not given because of these centimeters of offside. But he's not a type of player that can excel when he plays against Smalling, because Smalling is just like him, tall, powerful, and the only difference is that he's probably 3-4 years younger at least. So Dzeko good, but he's tired, you know. Without Rom, he's playing all the time, and even in the end, the free kick that originated the 2-1 for Roma was because of a fall done by Dzeko on Mancini, because he was evidently tired already. Then we have Lautaro. Again, Lauti, you're one of the best players in our team, certainly the most paid, and you can't just give me 15 minutes of great fighting and contrasting without quality. That goal in the beginning of the second half, that right foot shot from just outside the box, should have been a goal. I'm sorry. So Lautaro not happy, even though he's trying. At least he's not like other players that will come now in the substitutions that don't even try. Substitutions, Mkhitaryan, nothing to say, didn't do basically anything memorable in this little time he played. Correa, as usual, you know, is like a ballerina, and so, you know, it's just appalling to see him playing and to see how mentally detached from the situation that we're living he is. I mean, he lives in his own world, really, and I don't know what are the qualities that Inzaghi sees in him. Yes, he's good technically, but is that enough? You know, he can go and work in the circus as a juggler with the ball, but we don't need him on a football pitch. We need men there. Then we have Gosens, still bad, awful crosses, yellow card for nothing. He's not there, and you know, every game that passes, I'm more and more worried about this. Then we have Bellanova, started with an awful shot that was a wonderful goal occasion, and he missed it. But then I was really surprised. He went down the right wing and he was able to run faster, to overrun Spinazzola and to cross the ball. So that for me was such a beautiful play. This guy is young, this guy is fast. Let's give him more chances, because, you know, a guy who's faster than Spinazzola on the wing is not easy to find. So very good. Bellanova, I was happy to see him. And then Carboni, not easy to judge. Inzaghi, substitutions were done late, too late, and this is probably the worst problem of yesterday coming from Inzaghi, because the team approached the match in the right way. And the second problem, I'm sorry, but who decides who goes in the goal? It's Inzaghi, and if these are the results, I'm sorry, but they're not acceptable. So a coach who chooses knowingly Andanovic versus Onana cannot receive a good grade. This is it. In 3 days we have another incredibly important game. It's tough times these days for Inter fans, but let's keep together, let's keep strong. And actually I'm not pessimistic, because I've seen a good game yesterday. So I think we are in the right direction. We're going in the right direction. If you enjoyed the video, please punch the like button. It's very important for me, and subscribe. And we'll see you for the pre-match of Inter-Barcelona. And in the meantime, as always, Forza Inter!